Hey everybody, Jim from Jim's Coleus. Hope you had a great weekend. I hope everybody's doing well, following along. Hope all your plants in Coleus are doing real well. Just continue following along. Try to apply the principles that I show you through all my videos. Hey, really simple, quick, right to the point video today. This is all you need to do. Got lots of chipmunks, rabbits out here. Everything is in full bloom. This is your beautiful, we're in summer now. 21st, I believe, is first day of summer, 22nd. So the bad thing is every day now the days get shorter. So, okay, so now that I spoiled your day, real quick, simple thing to do. Today is one of those days that I've mentioned in numerous videos about that humid, not necessarily hot, but humid, very wet. We're getting a very fine misty rain, and it gets through everything. This is the kind of weather that just lights the fuse on your Coleus. And I'm going to show you mine and what I've done. I've noticed in 2 days, my hanging baskets, in 2 days, boom, exploding. So if you have your Coleus and you want to maximize the growth and to really see that potential, that beautiful full Coleus, and you have days like this or evenings like this where we get a very fine rain, nothing heavy, no thunderstorms, but as you can see, it's gray, wet. You can't really even see the rain through the camera, but I could feel it, and it gets into everything, and this is perfect for your Coleus. Not only your Coleus, your grass and your other plants, but this is how I get that my Coleus looking so fabulous. I make sure that I get them out in this weather. Of course, I got my Boston Fern. Boston Ferns love this. This is like the Bermuda vacation, the Bahamas vacation to a Boston Fern. They just love this moisture. So it's out here, and I'm going to keep it out here and let it soak in all of this moisture. Now here are those hanging baskets. Look at the size of these already. And I'm telling you, I went to work on Friday night, and here it is. I finished up this morning, and you know, I check them every day and so forth, but I just feel like these have just exploded overnight. So I have them out here. Now I've been hanging them on my umbrella, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. So get your plants, if you have indoor Coleus, get them out on days like this. Leave them out. Get them outside. Let them experience this, because there is nothing better than natural rain. Some are a little faster than others, but these are all beautiful. Inside of a week. I planted these last week, and they just exploded. And I haven't done much other than trimming a little bit and just keeping them outside, making sure that they're well watered. And these have been in a mixture of sun and shade. That one's a little slower, but they're doing really well. As I had mentioned, one of my other loves are antiques, and I have a few antique items here. This is an old original Charlie Chaplin photo I got in an antique store. It's still mounted, but this is an original. That's actually Uncle Fester as a young boy from the Addams Family. He played in The Kid. This is a Johnny Messner. Actually, he's a good friend of mine. He's passed on, obviously. He was a big band leader in the 20s and the 30s and 40s. Vera Lynn, if you're familiar with Vera Lynn, she just passed away 2 years ago at 102 years old. I actually kept in touch with her. We shared correspondences, and she sent me this beautiful letter. So I have a lot of antiques. I enjoy antique books, and here's my antique book collection. I want to show you the one of my most dear antique books. They're a little messy here. All right, so here, you know, I have many antique books, but these are the ones that are most dearest to me. This is a little children's book. See, the little boy wrote his name in it, and it's called Hide and Seek. And I used to read these stories to my son when he was little, and I actually brought this in and read it to his kindergarten class also. Here's another one. Now, early books, most of the early books were for the clergy, or the rich. Few people could really read, or had books, collections, and so forth. So this is one from 1798, and a lot of them are based on religion. Okay, so this is an early 1700, and again, this was in the same family. I got this from a collector in England, and it's a 1728, and it was in the same family, passed on from the father through the years to the daughter. And in 1744, the mother wrote this beautiful quill note to the daughter, wrote this beautiful handwritten quill message to the daughter at the age of 96. And it's very hard to read, but I did spend some time and I actually wrote the note, and I'll read it to you really quick. Of course, the title is, again, Discourses and Beings and Attributes of God, the Obligation of Natural Religion. And as you can see, Samuel Clarke. So most of the books in the early are meant for clergy and so forth. And it goes like this: presented to my daughter, Anne Elizabeth Banker. This is again written, this was at the age of 96. This valuable work of Dr. Clarke was given to me by my mother on my leaving home in my very early life. Accompanied by her remarks, I read it and I studied it with attention. I derived from it the happiest inferences. Since Dr. Clarke's day, many popular works have been written on the same subject, but few forwarded to the same profound views heretofore. Anne Taylor Banker died Northampton, England, June 6, 1840, in her 96th year. And the daughter was Anne Elizabeth Banker. So this is very dear to me, and now I hold it and preserve it for my son. And I love the handwriting. And I'll pass this on to my son, and hopefully he'll pass it on, and we'll continue it on as long as we can. They get brittle. It's very hard to keep them, but I love these antique books. So a little background on Jim's Holiest of Coleus. There's the book plate from the original owner from England. Look at it almost looks like a machine, a computer would do it, but that's handwritten. Beautiful. I love these, and I look for books with handwriting messages in them, because back then books were given as gifts. And I keep it enclosed and in a cool, dark closet, away from as much humidity, right near an air conditioning. So we try to keep it protected as long as we can. So like if you watch my previous video, my radio that I found at the antique store. I hold these just as dear, these antique books. Very interesting. Okay, so here we go, the planters. Same thing. Just keep trimming. You see something? I don't fertilize other than the Miracle Grow, but these are obviously you're outside, and again, they are well on their way to be this magnificent Coleus. Okay, so you see some of my equipment here. We got the watering cans and a little of that Miracle Grow. Again, at this stage, this time of year, I use the garden feeder with the Miracle Grow. It's really, really good stuff. Again, these are outside. I trimmed a bunch of these, but you can see it's really well on its way. And at this point, I sculpt it. I may see a leaf like this here. You want to get some of these here. So really, this is where you get to be a little artist, a little sculptor. And just take a look at it. See what needs to be trimmed. See if maybe something is blocking. Here's an older leaf. Got some weeds on the bottom there. We want to get those out. Now look at here, we got this Defiance kind of settled in on the bottom. It's getting overrun a little bit. So you can see I already trimmed that. We want to let that come out. So let's keep an eye on this. If you have something similar going on, maybe trim here. We want to get, see, we have some of that growth in the bottom. So it's just a matter of, at this point, maintenance, making sure that everybody gets their chance. But look at the amount of growth already on here. So just apply that principle, but get your Coleus. I mean, obviously these are outdoor planters, so they're out here, and they're always going to benefit from this beautiful weather. Beautiful for Coleus. Okay, but Coleus will grow as big as you want, provided that you give them sort of like a fish. If you put them in that theory, I don't know how true that is, but if you put a fish in a bigger tank, it has more room and it'll grow a little larger. Same goes for these Coleus. So if you put them in a good sized pot, the roots are going to take advantage of that and spread out. And that's how I got this. Here's a Saturn, and that's how I got a Saturn started like this to look like this mammoth Saturn. I know I brought this up in the last video, but just so you know. And I have these pots out here specifically for that reason. I keep them outside as opposed to leaving them in the greenhouse. I have the smaller plants in the greenhouse. I can't keep everything outside, but these are plants that I want to grow massive, and they look beautiful on my property. And there's a Defiance. And same thing, as I come out here each day, if I see something, I'll trim it. This looks pretty good. I just trimmed it. And again, we're getting that very, very light, it's a very cool, humid mist. And it really makes these Coleus happy. Slowly growing in. These will explode. Now these jitters are very, very aggressive. See how they kind of grow a lot faster. I got some clover we need to get out of here. So there's always something. I got a lot going on in here. So if this will all grow out, and I'll make sure, just like the other pot, that I trim and make sure nothing is overtaking other plants. And this also I'll turn around every couple of, every day or two, couple of days I'll turn it around and let it get a little different aspect of the sunshine. Whoa, look at this monster. Look at this. This is unbelievable. This is that jitters. I have to trim it. Now see, I have this seed stalk coming in, but I don't have any other seed stalks. So if you want to get some seeds, this seed stalk is not going to kill the plant. Generally, when a Coleus plant goes to seed, overall, it'll decline the plant. However, a single seed stalk like this won't kill the plant because there's so much more energy going on here. This little seed stalk, the energy that's taking to produce that is nominal, or it's not, you know, it's not going to make a difference on the health of the plant. It's not going to take away the health of anything from the health of the plant. It's not going to drain, sap the energy. So if I had 15, 20, 25 seed stalks coming out of here, then yes, the plant is going to decline and die. So I would trim them, but we'll keep that going because we always want to have jitters seeds. This is a magnificent plant. These are beautiful. Look at how they drape. These are excellent for hanging baskets. Another black fishnet. Little at a time. These are all growing well, and after today, it's to the moon. This is just perfect weather. So get your Coleus out. Whenever you see the forecast that's going to be like this, get your Coleus outside. Okay, now I know we were just here, but I know we were just the last video we were in here, but we have to take a quick visit and see how things are going. I trimmed these the other day. I had these outside, and I really gave them all a good trimming. So I have another week for the farmers market, but these are really gonna, they're just continuing. I'm just continuing to do what I'm doing, trimming, making sure they're watered well. I would really love to get all of these outside right now, but I just don't have the energy today. And they're all pretty well watered already. And with the greenhouse open, I have the greenhouse wide open. That moisture, that moist air is coming through. So although it's not direct, it's still the environmental difference is not too different. They're getting a good shot of moisture, but you can see these Terranias have really exploded. Almost all of them are bloomed perfect, and they seem to really sustain the flowering. Like they've been like this for about a week or so. More and more are blooming, but they seem to be pretty hardy. Again, this is the first, I grew them last year, if you're following along. I didn't have great success. I didn't have a lot of them either. This year I boosted the light, much more sunlight, gave them much more sunlight, and they're doing much better. But everything's doing very well in here. Looking forward to this farmers market next week. There's that overwintered Coleus, the rustic, I believe it is. It's an overwintered one. That's just one of mine. Trimmed a bunch of these. These are just the single pots again. And you remember last week these were back here, and I gotta put these outside. These are growing in pretty well. So get your Coleus outside. Get them out in the rain. As long as it's not heavy wind, get them outside and let them benefit from this kind of weather. All right. right, everybody, this is beautiful, isn't this? It's a beautiful, beautiful Coleus. So I hope this is informative. Like I said, this is a real simple principle that you can apply to your Coleus. I really just wanted to stress this, how important it is, because of over the years, from my experience, I find that this kind of weather just makes such, it's really, I know I've said it a number of times, it's really the fuse, it's the dynamite, whatever you want to, whatever analogy you want, it's the fuse, it's the dynamite, the TNT that makes these beautiful plants explode. So, and have a great week, and next week we start our farmers market, and you're going to start to see less and less Coleus in here, as I have to say goodbye to some of these beautiful, beautiful Coleus, and they'll find new homes, and I hope they bring lots of enjoyment to people, as I hope my channel does to you. So thank you for following along. I really appreciate it. Again, part of my proceeds from my YouTube channel go to USO, Wounded Warriors, Paralyzed Veterans, Morris Animal Foundation, Adelaide Koala Rescue. I try to spread them around, but by you watching my channel, you are making a contribution, so I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Please pass my channel along, and God bless. Everybody have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Thank you for watching Jim's Holiest of Coleus. Take care.